Everyone, welcome to Zach Attack Views. Thank you for joining as I break down the good and the bad of The Last of Us Episode 5. I'm super excited to get into the nitty gritty of this thrilling and heartbreaking episode. Let's start with the good. Episode 4 ended with Joel and Ellie sleeping, thinking they're safe, getting ambushed by two strangers. This episode opens with showing how the resistance came to be and how they took down Fedra, but also showing how those two strangers ended up in that position to get the drop on Joel and Ellie. What I liked about this opening, it showed the lengths that the resistance will go to get their freedom and how oppressed everyone felt under Fedra and how they're starting to flip the switch and do the things that they didn't like Fedra was doing to now the snitches and Fedra themselves. And I liked how they show that Kathleen was the leader and why she was the leader. Her brother used to be the one in charge, and he used to be more of a kinder person, someone that wanted to give people chances. But what the way he was going about it didn't change anything. And her motivation is totally by rage. She's upset because her brother was killed. That transitions into Sam and Henry, the two strangers that got the jump on Joel and Ellie. They're the reason why her brother was killed. And I love that they built this out and really showed what was going on here, because in episode 4, everything was kind of shrouded in mystery of who's this Sam, who's this Henry, why is Kathleen looking for them? And now we got the full explanation of it. And as someone that played the game, we didn't get any of that stuff in the game. We just knew that these people had tanks and they were shooting people on sight, and Sam and Henry was trying to get out of the city and get away from them. So I'm really excited that they expanded on that and gave us a new character in Kathleen in the face of the resistance and humanized him so much and made him kind of relatable, because this is something that happens in the real world as well. Henry being part of the resistance, following Kathleen's brother, but when Sam got sick and he got leukemia, he snitched on her brother, and that's how Fedra killed him. So that's why she wants him, and it just shows the lengths of what people will do for people that they love, and how they go about it affects everyone else. Henry's decision to do that so he can get the medicine for Sam and to rat out Kathleen's brother really reflects on a lot of decisions that's going to happen later on in the show, that unless they change things that happen in the game. And I like that they kind of put that in our brain, just like what would you do for a loved one or someone that you love, even if it might sacrifice others. And I really enjoyed the exploration and discussion that him and Joel was having about how he's not really a killer, and he's never really killed anybody, and he's never shot anybody. He just been surviving on his wits, and he needs Joel's muscle to do so he can get through this tunnel that they're trying to escape through that may lead through to some infected down there that's been down there for years. So we're talking about stalkers and whatever else could be down there that was teased in episode 4. You can see that Henry has compassion for people. He really felt bad about his decision to rat out the resistance to Fedra, and he doesn't regret it because obviously he wanted to save his brother, but he has some compassion as he didn't just kill Joel and Ellie, and he's not trying to take out the resistance. But on the other side, Kathleen has all the rage in the world. She's pissed off about what happened to her brother, and she sees that all he did was forgive and care about people, and that's what he got killed and betrayed, and she's going full rage mode on everybody. And this led her lack of being able to forgive and forgive Henry and Sam, understanding why he did it, led them to a showdown between Sam, Henry, Joel, and Ellie. This decision, fueled by rage, ended up being the destruction of her and her people, because they get a conflict, and because one of the trucks exploded and went into the ground, that rumbling that was teased in episode 4 in the ground comes out and is clickers, stalkers, and the debut of the Bloater. And the way they did this made it so cool, so terrifying, and it led to the best action sequence that we've gotten in this show so far, and one of the most thrilling action sequences I've seen in any show in years. It led to all-out chaos with people scrambling, trying to get away from infected, the resistance trying to shoot everyone down, Ellie trying to save Sam and Henry, Joel in a tower trying to snipe and guide them to a safe spot. It was just absolute chaos, but it felt really well controlled and well thought out, and the Bloater definitely was worth the wait, and the way he ripped through some of them, just like how they do it in the game, was really cool to see as someone that was terrified of these things when I was playing the video game. And I thought it was well realized in the show. And I love that they combined two of the most memorable action set pieces in the game and in the show to really make one of the most thrilling moments, the sniper sniping and you trying to get around it so you can get to him and stop him. And they created a little moment there where Joel was trying to show mercy and he just didn't let him. And then the bloater in the game, he was shown inside the school with Bill. And obviously with episode 3, with Bill being dead and never getting to meet Ellie and them go through that escape plan to get in the trucks and all that stuff you had to do in the game, they combined it here and debuted the bloater in this crazy situation that I thought was a great way to streamline everything so they can get to the next chapter in the story. And I want to give out a little shout out to the little girl infected. I think she was a stalker. She looks like she's probably a ballerina or something that was chasing Ellie. She was amazing in the movements that she did. I didn't get to look up what the actress name was, but she really, really sold that scene with the body movement and how she was chasing Ellie and everything she ended up doing with killing Kathleen. I thought that was absolutely amazing. She was a highlight. Obviously, the bloater was super cool and the best thing out there, but she really stole the show as well as this little tiny zombie that was terrifying. And after all these thrills and action sequences and all this craziness that got me pumped, when we slowed down, we calmed down, and our protagonist got away, and when we seemed like an alliance was going to be put together with Henry, Sam, Joel, and Ellie, heartbreak comes because during the chaos and everything, Sam gets bit. And I knew this was coming because it happens in the game, but even though I was prepared and I knew that it was coming, it was still heartbreaking. It's still devastating to see because they added so much depth to this kid that he had before, making him deaf, making him have so much personality. It was really hard to watch. Even though I seen it 1,000 times playing the game, it was still hard to watch it in live action. And I thought they did a fabulous job of recreating it and just bringing a lot of life to it in live action. And it really hurt to see Henry have to kill Sam and then commit, unliving himself, and especially in front of Ellie, who was totally traumatized. I think that this showed that something that Joel said in episode, I think 4, where he talked about like you live for other people, you live for family, you live for your friends, and it really showed here where Henry felt like he had nothing to live for now that Sam was gone, and he couldn't live with himself for what he did to him, even though he had to. It was just really well put together, and it really wrenched my heart. Almost brought a tear to my eye. Now let's get into my verdict. So I thought this episode was perfect from top to bottom. I think that they combined what they did in episode 1 and episode 3 with the heart and the heartbreak and the devastation and the storytelling with the action from the beginning of episode 1 and just turning it up a notch. One of my main complaints through these first this is episode 5, 5 episodes, well, the first 4 episodes, is that the action didn't feel as intense or as well choreographed as I wanted it to be, but this topped all of it, and it was really, really great. And this is what I wanted from this series overall, to combine both of those elements just like the game does. So I really, really enjoy this, and I'm excited to see what they bring next. And with that said, I'm going to give this episode an A. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What would you rate episode 5 of The Last of Us? Let me know in the comments below. Like the video if you like my review. Subscribe to the channel so you can get notified of my reviews, reactions, ranking lists, and live discussions. I'm excited to review episode 6 and talk to you guys about it. So you can definitely subscribe, and so you can check those videos out when they come out, and you can watch more of my content right now.